Hi, Coach. We'll go ahead and get started.
All
First,
right.
first question, Jonathan Fagan.
Hi, Coach. Just to head into the start of a season, as much as all teams have optimism and look forward to that, do you guys need almost that focus that comes with games that matter to sort of finally put all the things of the offseason behind?
I think every team kind of needs that, like you're saying. I mean, there's expectation, there's change, there's so many things in the NBA that happen in the off season, and there's nothing like NBA game, especially the first one of the season, to kind of put all that stuff aside and concentrate on basketball. So to answer your question, yes, but I think that's kind of for everybody.
Thank you.
Mark Berman.
Stephen, will your father be at the game tomorrow night?
He will not, unfortunately. I wish he could come, but they can't fly right now, so they're going to be watching from home.
How special will that be for you that at least he is watching your first game as in the regular season as a head coach, a job that you've been working for 2 decades to get to, or maybe all your life, really?
It's going to mean the world. It really is. I mean, I'm not going to be concentrating on it, obviously, and I'm sure it'll mean a lot to him to watch the game, and for me to get my text after the game from my mom talking about the bench needs to play better, my dad saying, good game. It's going to be an awesome feeling. It'll be a little bit more real when they're in the building, but it's really, really just a cool thing.
Ben DeBose.
Coach, a few minutes ago, Christian referenced James and John potentially making him a star. I know Christian had a late start to training camp with the elbow. How have you seen the chemistry between Christian and those guards grow over the last few days that he's been able to fully practice?
It's been really good. I mean, he's so versatile, and to have players that can draw attention away from him, now he's attacking closeouts, or they draw a second defender, which happens to be his defender, and now he can play to his strengths. So it's going to be an ongoing process that'll probably be a little bit of ups and downs in it, because stuff like that doesn't usually just start good and stay good and end good. There's usually some bumps in the road along the way, but we have the tools to allow him to kind of do his thing. And when he's doing his thing at a high level, it's good for everybody.
Jonathan Fagan.
I can't imagine there's ever been a coach who's entirely satisfied with where they are heading into the start of a season, but especially this year. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Are you the first?
I'm the first.
Sorry for the premise. My bad. If there were another week to work, what are the things that with more time that you would want to address? And where do you feel like you are compared to what you might want? Where are you in terms of that progress?
Yeah, we're a little ways away. I mean, we have the basics in, I guess, offensively and defensively. We've been concentrating, as I said yesterday, on scrimmaging and making sure that the guys are game ready as these first games come up. But we have a ways to go. Like you said, I don't think any coach at this point is ever really satisfied where they are, especially coming into this season with short everything coming up to the first game. But I wish we had a few more things offensively. I wish we had a few more things defensively. And I wish that we were a little bit more tied together on both ends. But that is just going to be a result of playing games, watching film, having walkthroughs and practices, and growing that way, even though it's a shortened season.
𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧, Johnny.
Hey, Coach, are you planning on staggering the minutes of Harden Wall, and what is your vision for in terms of backup point guard and secondary ball handling off the bench?
Yeah, so we'll use James, John, and Eric as primary ball handlers for the most part, and just kind of work that 3-man point guard ball handler role. as it comes. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm going to be staggering minutes, but figuring out a smart way for all three guys to handle the ball and also get their appropriate rest.
Brian Beerfield.
Coach, there was a report that came out today about how your practice got a little bit heated. Can you just speak to, your time being in the league and, when your father's in the league, how these things are not uncommon and how these guys are competitive and they tend to heat up sometimes in practice?
Oh, for sure. I mean, so my first year in the league as a scout, I was refereeing games, and Anthony Mason was on one team and Derek Coleman was on another team. And there was a lot of talking and all that goes along with trash talk going on then. And then when I went to Golden State and I had Steven Jackson and Baron Davis and Al Harrington, and, when you have competitive guys, you hope to have competitive practices. And that's what we have. We have competitive guys on this team. We have competitive drills. We have competitive practices. And that's what I want. I want competitors on this team. So for guys to be competitive in whatever way that is, as long as it's not going overboard, I love it. I love it. And maybe that's just like the old school in me, or the Silas vibes coming in from wherever they're coming in from. I enjoy it. So we are a competitive group, and I love it.
We'll take two more. Simone Ali.
Coach, I know you said yesterday that you were scrimmaging more to get James caught up. How has the gelling process gone between James and John?
It's a work in progress. It's going well. They're looking for each other. They're calling plays for each other. They're looking for actions where they can get each other involved. I'm having a hand in that as well. Just making sure that they're both being able to play to their strengths. But so far, so good. But now the games start, and we'll have to have that continue to grow and build.
And last question, Mark Berman.
Stephen James said yesterday that Christian is a nightmare matchup for the opposition. You've been on the other end of that kind of thing, trying to deal with that. What is that like to have a guy who can be a nightmare matchup, and they're trying to figure out what to do against you guys to go along with the other talent you have around him?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to have someone that you struggle to prepare for. You watch film and you see guys who are able to do multiple things. A lot of guys, you can kind of take something away, but with Christian, at least initially, it looks like it's hard for a 5-man to get out to his 3-point shot, or it's hard for someone to close out to him, or as he gets into the paint, he's so long, and the way he finishes, it just creates a problem for anybody preparing for him. So we don't want to go overboard as far as, expectations for Christian, because he's a good player, and we're excited about him, but he has growth and learning and everything to do, just like everybody else.
He says he still has that chip on his shoulder from the fact that 30 teams passed on him.
I love it. I love it. He should have that chip on his shoulder, and we're the lucky ones to have him. But anybody who has a chip on their shoulder, I want to ride with him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.